Welcome back to Lesscashmoremash. My name's Tom.
And I'm Mike.
And today we're cracking open a new bottle of Remus Series 1 Master Distillers Experimental Series Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Kind of excited to try this one. Because you know what?
Kind of with you.
Sometimes they do good stuff. Sometimes they don't do great stuff. But I'm actually excited for this one to see what this actually
I have
comes
not
out
seen
to.
this one, so I am.
I have not either. Thank you, super fan of the channel, Steve. Actually found this one, and I was
Is this
like,
the Magic Store?
No, this would be, I think, Burlington actually on there.
Burlington is a big ass store.
No, they're actually turning into one of our better stores. So let me get into the particulars on this one because they're actually pretty impressive. So this one comes in at a 9-year whiskey. It is a 107 proof. We got it for $67.99. So it's distilled and bottled at Ross and Squibb, which is in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, and it's aged in the Sequin Murrow barrels, which, before you ask, is a cooperage out of Napa Valley. Because I had to look that up. Because I was like, he's going to say, what is that? I'm going to say, I don't know. So I actually looked it up. So
someone would have told us down the road.
No, I know they would have. But I was like, I don't know where that is. And Mike's going to say, what is that? And I'm going to say, I don't know.
Is it a white grape? Is it green?
Yeah, I don't know. So we're going to actually look into that one. I'm going to try to keep continuing the fight with this little string here because this one didn't.
I was trying to ignore you.
The rip pot was good, but this one, you're going to say you're pouring on the tape. It's not on the tape, but I didn't like it, so I'm going to get rid of that. Anyways, so.
It's the idiosyncrasies
I
both
know.
of us have now incorporated.
I'm trying to work with it. But I looked at it as 9-year, 107 proof, $67. You can't beat that with a stick.
No, because I was, when I just was on vacation and doing my little shopping, they had the Remus 7 out there. That's the only one they had. I think they had 2 left, and they were like 109.
Yeah, 100 and change. Yep.
And it was 100 proof, and they're just not. They're just not something that we're gonna chase.
No,
you know, I would love it. I would love this. No, we did.
Yep.
But I'd love to see a red sticker on 8.
Yeah.
You know, or something, or yellow sticker, or whatever it may be. But
out of all the Remus products we've done, Remus Repeal is probably the worst one we've.
I'm with you.
Like it's the one that I haven't loved the most. Like I shouldn't say worst, but it's probably the one we haven't loved the most. That we just got like that high rye one or barely legal one I just killed was absolutely delicious. And there's been a bunch of them out there that we actually like and so many people have done at Ross and Squibb or MGP, however you want to look at it, stuff and turn it into magic. So this is I'm kind of excited because a lot of their other stuff that isn't Repeal is decently priced,
correct,
and actually very good. So,
and the other crazy thing is, a lot of the liquor stores I travel to, they all have a Great Gatsby, and they're all $250 to $500, and it's like after the repeal, that's I just can't wrap my head around spending that kind of money for Fair to Midland.
Now, 107 proof, I brought that down to like my happy land. It really is 107, 115 seems to be like I don't really like. Don't get me wrong, I drink a lot of the higher proof stuff, but sometimes it just drinks nice. You know what I mean?
Huge sweetness to start.
So I was kind of like excited when I saw this that it actually has an age with 9 years, and it actually has a decent proof. You know what I mean?
Impressive age, impressive proof, impressive price.
I'm just gonna see how this opens up.
I like the little sweetness to start, and a light oak drizzle in the end. The first little sip was it hangs. The first sip when you switched it had a nice little drizzle. Nose is coming around.
As you roll it on your tongue too, you are getting an oaky presence. That. All right, I'm gonna try to think back to like Sunday when we did like the wild turkey ones that were both 8 years. So you're close in age. This has more of an oaky presence than the 8 years did. Not as much as the double oaks did that when we did the things. It's in that range though.
It's closer to them than it is the wild turkey.
Well, I'm trying to just equate it to where we were in that land back on Sunday. So to me, I'm above the 2 8-year wild turkeys we did for oakiness. It brings a little more oaky flavor.
No, it's a little more expensive.
It's a little more expensive, but
you probably have a better chance of finding this.
It is a little more proof also.
I don't see this one though.
Well,
I haven't seen this one.
Again, he's the best. Steve is the best shopper in the world. But when he picked that out, I'm like, I really want to try that. This is fresh crack too, so that's a big deal.
This is very tasty though.
No, it is. Because I can almost smell an oaky presence. There's a caramel in their nose, but it still brings a little bit of the oak.
No, it does.
Yeah.
And back to your comparison, it would hang better with the wheel horse than it's. Honestly, I think it's.
I agree.
I think it would smoke the wild.
That's what I'm getting at. You're not a lot much more money. Man, that has a nice flavor though.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if I have any drawbacks so far,
it's got a little rye.
It's not a huge finish though compared to like wheel horse is a beast. Let's go back to that. All right, I gotta forget about Sunday.
I actually took a decent sip.
Yep.
Because I realized that I have a bottle in front of me and I can reload.
I was doing the baby sips.
What I was doing, and I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
So it's actually a fairly easy drinker for 107.
It is. It is.
Because I just took a decent sip and it didn't crush me. I swished it and it didn't bark like the wild turkey did the other day. The wild turkey did stick around.
I gotta write this down.
That numbed your tongue.
We have a couple 107s actually, or 108s, like in that range. I'm gonna have to write that down for a blind.
Not 9 year, I don't think.
I don't care about the years. I'm just thinking of the proof, like how it drinks. You know what I mean?
Baker's. Baker's is one.
Yeah, I don't have that. I only have the high rye.
I do.
I know you keep saying it, but I don't have it here. But I do have the high rye.
Give me a sample.
No, there's been a couple of them that we've done recently that have been in this range. At the 100.
I tend to like that one, so if you give me a sample bottle, I'll spare that much for you.
You do gravitate to Bakers. Mm-hmm. Man, there was a nice oaky presence on this one. This actually drinks.
No.
This drinks with an oaky flavor, actually.
It does.
Like almost like if I was gonna guess, which we were like over 20 on finished, I would think this is finished as a double oak. Like this brings that oaky flavor.
It is close to what we just did, honestly, with the Remus and Remus. What the fuck am I saying? The wheel horse.
No, it's bringing that double oak flavor.
It does.
Yeah,
but it's an easy drinker.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know if I'd go with the proof at 107. This drink's
I tried
super
to be back
refined.
to the 100, 101.
No, I agree.
And it's actually,
it drinks super refined. I think I'm in that same land, but it's really bringing that oaky presence.
So this is back to what I was thinking too. Why was the wild turkey so rough compared to the wheel horse, which was less? And I would have thought the years would have calmed that down a little.
He did say that off camera. And 100% I agree with you. I don't have an answer.
I try to factor that in sometimes. And obviously I can be out to lunch more than once.
Because did way more maturation and like brought it down to there's no elbows in this.
No.
Where wild turkey, the 70th especially, threw elbows the whole way down. There's 0 elbows going on this. You would think this is a lower proof. Although it brings a big oaky flavor. You would think this is a lower proof the way it drinks. It does not drink with any aggression whatsoever. I agree with you.
It would compete, though, with those finished ones, which is weird because it's not finished, but it has a fantastic taste.
Right, but it's a 9 year. So, I mean...
They were 8.
I understand.
Wild turkey was 8, and those were only 4 and 5. So... In my head, I guess there's my little magical.
I get it, but it you know, when
$67.
When
if I see this, I would buy this.
No, 1,000%.
I would get this.
Yeah, I've jumping to the grade.
I've yet to see.
No, I agree. No, this is why.
But if I did, I would get this because I'm pretty content with this.
When Steve brought this up, I was like, I definitely want to try that.
You know, everything they do. They spend money in because every bottle is not in the same bottle. It's always no matter what category they send out, it comes out in a different.
I wasn't even going to go there. But now
series.
that you have, it does have like a little riveted on top.
You know, and the other ones were like a coffin style type deal, and then the old man was just a round plain bottle. You know, the original Remus with his picture. So they spend money in glass.
And if you want to do the, years versus 10-year, $10 per year, I mean, it's $67 for a 9-year whiskey. It's definitely under that equation.
I don't even have to go there.
I'm just saying.
It's just very good. They
kept it at 107 proof. It's not watered down. You have a big oaky presence, which is
whoa.
That would have been the first one. That would have been the first one. I hope you better zoom in on that. I hope you zoom in on that.
This is one to chase down, honestly, compared to the 6.5. Everyone said the 5 was fantastic. We missed that one, but
I don't even care about the repeals. I'm not even thinking
if you're going to chase a Remus, I'd chase this.
I'm thinking 107 proof. I mean, people chase like Weller Antique. I'm not sure that can hang with this. We still have one of them over there. That's 107 proof. Doesn't matter. It's 107 proof.
I understand.
And you get it for way more money. We got to ask for decent, but you get it for way more money. I think we have stuff in this range of proof. If you want to see that, leave a comment down below. I'll be curious to see. We could probably come up with
a 107, 108
No.
challenge.
I think
this
recently
is very easy.
No, this is soft as silk. This is drinking right down. It really is.
And delicious. And a great flavor.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty easy A with this
one. I can't disagree with any of that. No,
I thought you were going to knock me down on A minus, but this is for the money. I'm pretty content with this. I would check. I'm going to try to track this one down because I don't have a Remus, and I don't really. I think I said in the last little 100 review we did, it's nothing I would chase for $100. This one,
if I'm being honest, out of all of the MGP, Ross and Squibb, whatever you want to call them, this might be my favorite one I've drank.
For themselves.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Well, no,
I really like their Barely Legal. I really like their High Rye one that they had. I really like that. This has such an oaky presence. This is bourbon. Like, it has a nice oaky
sweet
flavor.
And it's easy.
It is soft as silk. There is zero aggression. 107 proof. You would not guess that in a minute. If you give me this blind, I am way lower in proof.
I don't even know if I'd be at 100, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying.
I even take trying a bigger sip to see if it's sitting in my throat. It's really not. But with that, there are other companies that take their bottles and do a better job. Or as good of a job.
I think this would compete with my Penelope, which is at 104 proof.
No, but there's other companies we've had that they've been very good.
I agree. I'm not saying it, but there's so many things they use
their shit to stop.
No. There's so many things that they have done that where we were like, "What the hell are you doing?"
No,
this is a win. 100% a win.
It is a win.
This is.
I'm looking for this little spiral bottle.
I think they've turned out yet for them.
And if they do a little series, this could be an interesting little glitch for them too, is and do a 1, 2, 3, and then not even it could be one a year, which would be fantastic. You don't have to track it down. Let them come out with a series.
I almost want to go A+. This is phenomenal. This brings a nice oaky flavor at the end.
The nose is very good too.
Phenomenal. This is actually very good.
It
is. This is the. I'll be curious. You leave a comment down below if you haven't seen this guy. Again, thank you, Steve, for actually finding this. This might be one of the best things we drank this year. I'm telling you, this is in the running for me. This has such an oaky presence. It's not aggressive.
To start. That's definitely not aggressive.
It is so flavorful, though, and it coats so well. I'll be shocked if this isn't in our top 10. I'll be shocked unless we get some banging bottles that come out.
I mean, we are only in May.
Unless we get a bunch of banging bottles, this carries a ton of flavor, a ton of taste, zero aggression.
100% on a zero aggression.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It is a sweetness.
I'm just thinking back to like Baker's. As much as I like the Baker's, it was rough sometimes.
No, it does.
Sometimes
it definitely kicks.
We put it up against a Booker's that was 120 something.
We would know it
Yeah.
if we had them side by side, you definitely get it. I think we're going to be able to pick that one out because it does do a little bit of
It throws elbows.
So
This ain't throwing elbows.
No,
This is delicious.
This is almost like Grandpa's little.
That's what I'm saying.
Happy sipping little.
This is the mother's milk over here. This is just
delicious.
going down. You're like, woohoo! Nothing wrong with that. But all right, we'll keep this one short and sweet. I'm sure we did a bunch of long ones recently, but this.
And this one.
If you have tried this, please leave a comment down below. If you have not tried this and you passed it up, grab it. $67.99. We got it for. If you can get it for that, this is an absolute steal. This is an oak bomb. This actually tastes
sweetness to an oak. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's that sweet oak. I'm telling you, this tastes almost finished, but it's 9 years
and no. Kick.
And we've had
it really has no kick.
None. Zero.
I keep even trying to take a big sip and it doesn't really.
No, it doesn't. So this is the Remus Series Master Distillers Experimental Series, straight bourbon whiskey. Again, if you ever tried this, leave a comment down below. If this is not readily available all over the place, I'll be curious to see on that. But if you do see this and you can get it at this price, it's 100% a buy.
You know what? Even if it was 75, I don't think you're gonna get screwed. 75 is still gonna be a pretty decent price because you're still within, the larceny and those. Those are a little more proof, but this has a lot of.
There's a very good flavor at this proof. Absolutely, I agree with that.
So that's my little bargain tip. I mean, I obviously wherever you shop, they can do whatever they want. But
there you go. That's our review of this bottle. That being said, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Spend less, drink more. Cheers.
Cheers.